Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel AgriAddict. So this is a series where we discuss the previous year question papers of ICAR JRF so that it will be helpful for your upcoming entrance examination. So today I'll be dealing with the ICAR AIEEA PG Social Sciences 2021. Ajay and Soy has already discussed about the economics and statistical part. So I'll be dealing with the extension education part mainly and also general agriculture questions. So when we were discussing 2023 questions, we saw that the majority of the questions came from two chapters. One is diffusion of innovation and second one is communication. So in 2021, this question paper also you can see a large number of questions have came from diffusion of innovation portion and also from rural sociology and communication. So when you are preparing, give a little more emphasis to these chapters. Okay, so we'll go to the question. First one is extension program should start with the local conditions. Follows which principle? That is the question. So we all learned 11 principles of extension, and in that the extension program should start with local conditions. This will applicable to grassroots principle. The principle of indigenous knowledge, it says that you should not avoid the indigenous knowledge. Instead, you have to work with them. Okay. Second principle of interest and needs. It also says that the extension program should start from the basic needs of the people and also according to their interest. Family principles states that family is the basic unit of the society. So whatever extension program you are doing, it should be targeted to the family. So here the answer is grassroots principle. Next question is the use of the term extension originated in which country? Here mainly three types of questions come. Three terms are there. One is university extension. Second one is extension. Third one is extension education. These three terms, it is like a development of the extension education. So these terms are important, and in which year these terms have originated and what place. Very rarely they asked about the country, but years are also very important. In this question paper only, later you will see one of the year also asked. So university extension started in 1840 and extension started in 1866 and extension education started in 1873 in Cambridge. Cambridge extension originated in England. So here the question is use of the term extension originated in which country? Answer is England. Next question, the basic philosophy of extension education is, this is a basic question. Basic philosophy of extension education given by Kelsey and Herney says that extension teaches and it helps to people how to think, not what to think. So when you are want to help local people, you should not teach the exact solution of their problem. Instead, you are enabling them to identify their problems and help them to make their own decision. So the basic philosophy of extension education is how to think, not what to think. Next question, a statement of policy to guide decision and action in a consistent manner is principle, goal, philosophy and guideline. So here the key word is to guide decisions and actions. The answer is principle. So whenever you see a sentence in which the meaning comes to guide a decision or help to take decision and action, the answer is principle. Goal, the distance in any given direction one is expected to go during a given period of time. It is specified, then it is goal. And philosophy is like a body of principles in a particular knowledge or a particular field, that is called as philosophy. Guidelines is also a set of procedures, documents which helps in following further procedures. So here to guide decisions and action in a consistent manner, the statement of policy is principle. Which of the following programs comes under the technology development concept? So different types of schemes we have studied in which rural development comes, development of women and children, welfare schemes. So here they asked about the technology development, which means improving the production or enhancing the production and productivity. These things are considered. This is IADP, Intensive Agricultural District Program, IAAP, Intensive Agricultural Area Program, ICDP, it's a livestock related program, Intensive Cattle Development Project, and HYVP, High Yielding Variety Program. Please be careful about the full forms. They very frequently asked regarding the full forms, also the year and major mission. These things you have to be learned. And here they asked about the technology development concept. So the answer is all of the above, A, B, C, and D. Next question. Which one of the following is not a first line transfer of technology project of ICAR? First line transfer of technology project. There are 4 first line transfer of technology projects by ICAR. One is operational research project. Second one is national demonstration AACPND, and lab to land program, third one, and the fourth one is KVK. So here, which one is the not first line transfer of technology? So the answer is AICRP. All these 3 projects have merged into KVK in 1992. Okay, that also just remember. Next question is, the basis of a caste system is ascribed status, achieved status, power, and wealth. You will have confused whether it is ascribed status or achieved status only, because power or wealth, a caste system doesn't depend whether you have power or you have wealth. Your caste will not change because it is something that is assigned at the time of birth or assigned by the society, okay, which is called ascribed status, which is contradictory to achieved status, which you can achieve. Suppose if you are taking the status, that is an achieved status. With your effort, you earned that. But ascribed status, you can't change. It is the assigned by society. So the basis of caste system is ascribed status. Next question is, Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana PMKSY was launched on which year? See, regarding the schemes are very important in JRF social science examination, and they will be asking schemes related to agriculture, related to rural development. Since rural development also comes, a large number of schemes you may need to learn. You cannot remember all the points, just try to remember one is the full form of the scheme. Okay, full form, they may give a short form like PMKSY and ask you to expand. So full form. Next one, which year? If possible, learn the date also, the date and year in which they launched. And the third one is the mission. For what the program is launched. Okay, major mission. And if possible, try to learn under which ministry it came. So PMKSY was a famous scheme now also. So the launching date they have asked, even they repeated the year also. So you should be very specific. The answer is 1st July 2025. Next question is, 8 CAS steps of extension teaching was given by whom? 8 CAS is attention, interest, desire, conviction, action, and satisfaction. Sorry. So, Edgar Dale has given cone of experience, and Roger Schumacher's are associated with the diffusion and adoption process. So, you will get confused whether it is Paul Liggins or it is Wilson and Gallup. Paul Liggins has given extension education process, which is SOTA. Here, Wilson and Gallup has given the steps of extension teaching. Always remember Wilson and Gallup. These are like very common questions, and they used to ask a lot also. So the next question is, which of the following methods are used for locating rural leaders? For locating rural leaders, there are mainly 3 methods are used. First one is sociometric method. Sociometric method means in the group of 10 people, you will be giving paper to each one of them and asked to rank all of the other people in order of their leadership quality. So that after the assessment, we will identify the local leader. And in self-observation method, as the name indicates, self-observing, you will be assessing yourself whether I am eligible to become a leader or not. And key informant rating, we will be identifying key informants in the society, and based on their opinion, we will identify the rural leader. So brainstorming, it is a method to identify new ideas and creative ideas and all. It is not related to identification of leadership. So the method is A, B, and C answer. Fourth option. Next question is, extension method best suited to tackle a burning problem at an opportune time. So here you need to focus on tackle a burning problem at an opportune time. So whenever you want a sudden action on a problem which is very relevant, and also at the societal level or at the community level, always go for campaigns. Campaigns are the programs which we will be using to give a solution at a for a very important problem at the societal or community level. So it is not field trip or discussion or adaptive trials. The answer is campaign. Next question, BGREI, bringing green revolution to Eastern India, was launched during which 5-year plan? So FYPs are also important 5-year plans. Some important schemes they used to ask in previous year question paper also, in which FYP it is launched. So BGRAI, bringing green revolution to Eastern India, was launched in 2010-11. So the answer is 11th 5-year plan from 2007 to 2012. It was 11th 5-year plan. You may sometimes feel difficult to remember the 5-year plans. Just remember one thing, from 2012 onwards, the 12th 5-year plan started. Okay, just so that you can identify the 13th and the 11th, 10th, like that, you can connect regarding that. Just for remembering, I told 2012 onwards, the 12th 5-year plan started. So here the program started in 2010. So the answer is 11th 5-year plan. Next question is, all first line transfer of technology project of ICAR have been integrated with the Krishi Vigyan Kendra with effect from. When we were discussing about the first line transfer of technology, I told that ORP, AICPND and Lab to Land program, all these 3 programs were merged into KVK in 1992. Here they have added date also, that is 1st April 1992. Question is very important. Next question is, it's a match the following: National Research Center for Women in Agriculture, Central Potato Research Institute, National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management, and Indian Institute of Maize Research, with the places, headquarters places. So you have to match. You know, National Research Center for Women in Agriculture, it is in Orissa, Bhubaneswar. So the answer is A2. And next one is Central Potato Research Institute is situated in Shimla, B3. And National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management, which is known as Manage. Manage is in Hyderabad, located in Hyderabad. And lastly, Indian Institute of Maize Research, that is in Ludhiana. So the answer is first option, A2, B3, C4 and D1. So always remember at least the institutions related to extension, Manage, NIAM, and some National Research Center for Women in Agriculture. These institutions and their locations you have to remember. Okay. So next question is, decentralized bottom-up extension includes the approaches as. So what is decentralized bottom-up extension? Bottom-up extension means when you are seeing not all, majority of the earlier attempts of extension were top-down approach, which means the scientist or the people who are at the top positions will decide what is their problem and they have some solution, and that will be conveyed to the bottom level. That means which include the farmers. No involvement from the farmer side, so that they most of the time they have the drawback that the actual problems or the need of the people are not reaching to the top level, so that the custom made or tailor made solutions are not getting into the grassroots level. So that's why later on they started the bottom up approach, so that people will be involved in all of their identifying their problem, analyzing their situation and identifying the solutions and implementation. In all stages, people will be included. So when you are saying TNV system, the answer is a no, because the major drawback of TNV system is it was a top-down approach. Later on, all the projects, NITP, National Agriculture Technology Project, and APMA and ETIC, which comes under this, they all are bottom-up approaches. So the answer is B, C, and D. So the next question is also a match the following. Here on the left side, they have given blueprint of behavior, hierarchy of group or individual in society, set of beliefs in supernatural power, and way of behaving in the society. So here in the right side, custom, religion, social stratification, and norms were given. It is a question from rural sociology. So, first one is blueprint of behavior. Blueprint of behavior. Blueprint of behavior means the socially acceptable way of behavior. Okay, so that is called norms. And it may get confused between the way of behaving in a society. This is like a social pattern which leads us to behave in such a way. So the how to act or what is the way of behaving in a society is called customs. They are like almost similar in terminology or in the meaning. So just remember that the blueprint of behavior or the socially acceptable way of behavior is norms. The way of behaving, the socially acceptable pattern of behavior is norm, whereas the way of behaving, how to behave is the custom. The second one is hierarchy of group or individual in society. That is social stratification. Stratification means stratas or different layers, which place different types of people at each level. So it shows a hierarchy of group or individual in society. And third one is set of belief in supernatural power. Supernatural power, that is religion. So A4, B3, C2 and D1. The answer is 2. Next question. Given below are two statements. One is statement 1 and the statement 2. We will see. Lifelong learning involves all forms of education. Learning never ends is the major concept of lifelong learning. So here, first statement is lifelong learning involves all forms of education. So whenever you listen to lifelong learning, we may naturally have a tendency to think that is informal education. Actually, the learning which lasts throughout their life, like which is not confined to a formal situation, is called informal. But in lifelong learning, all the types of learnings will come, which means starting from our school education and all the informal educations, also the education at the adult stage, which is non-formal education. So the answer is lifelong learning involves all forms of education. It is not just informal education. So this statement is correct. Second one is learning never ends is the major concept of lifelong learning. That is true, because lifelong learning itself means that it never ends. From the birth to death, the learning will happen. So this statement is also true. So both the statements are true. Answer is A. Next question, the term extension education was first used in the year. When I was discussing in the first or second question I was telling, they asked the extension originated in which country. Here they asked extension education used in which year. The answer is 1873. Next question is some of the schemes and the major commissions and which are the proponents of that schemes or commissions. So these are very important, especially the schemes in pre-independence era and also the major commissions and some of the other post-independence programs also. Who is the major proponent of the scheme and in which year they launched and the area. These things have to be very familiar. So here, Panchayati Raj institutions, that was given by Balwantrai Mehta. So the answer is A3. Second one is Indian Village Service. Indian Village Service was proposed by A.T. Mosher and Gupta. Mosher and Gupta, we normally say. A.T. Mosher and Gupta. Third one is the Fiscal Commission. Fiscal Commission was appointed by Government of India. Okay, Government of India in 1949. You just remember the years also sometimes. Panchayati Raj institutions. Actually, the Balwantrai Mehta committee was from 1956 to 58, and Indian Village Service was in 1945. And Srinagethan experiment was, the proponent was Ravindranath Tagore. He started in 1921. So, okay, when you are arranging, the answer is first option A3, B1, C4, and D2. So, the next question is the extension educational process follows the steps. Whenever you heard the term extension educational process, remember the short form, which is SOTER. Situation, objective, teaching, evaluation, and reconsideration. When you know this short form, you can identify the answer is third one, C. C only. So the answer is fourth. Okay. Next question is, social position in a society is known as status, caste, power, role. You know, position means in which position or in which status you are in. When we were talking earlier, talking about the social stratification, actually social stratification is the one which shows the status of people, of different people in the society. Okay, caste is not a position, even though we classify it as higher class and lower class like that. Actually the which this cannot be changed. Okay, caste we can't change, but status we can. So the position can be changed according to the status also. The answer is A, first one. Next is match the following: learning by doing, seeing is believing, exhibitions, telephone calls, and tools. In which group contact, mass contact, or individual contact method, which contact is coming? We will see. First one is learning by doing. By doing, we will be doing, oh, sorry, method demonstration. Method demonstration is the one. After doing and doing, we will learn. So the answer is A2. Second one is seeing is believing. Seeing is believing is result demonstration. By result demonstration, we will show the worth of a project so that the people will believe that the new technology is trustworthy or it will work in my farm. So the answer is result demonstration. Third one is exhibition. Exhibition is a mass contact method. A large number of people will be coming. Exhibitions, farmers fairs, these all are mass contact methods. And telephone calls, telephone call is an individual contact method. Why? Because when I am talking to a telephone, it is a contact or it is a conversation between two people, the person who is talking and person who is listening. So it is an individual contact method. The last one is tour. Tour will be a group contact method. It is not between two people, and also it is not between too many people also. It is a medium number of people will be involved, so 2 to 50. So the number is, the method, tour method is group contact method. Next question, two statements are given. Extension is generally thought of at two levels: extension education and extension service. Statement 2, these two levels are interrelated by maintaining their separate identity. Actually, when we are seeing the first statement, extension is generally taught at two levels: extension education and extension service. This is a correct statement. There are two levels of extension. Extension education which deals with the academics or mainly with the teaching and the research portion of extension education. Whereas extension service is what we are doing to the people, to the society. Okay, so these two levels are different in their own terms, but still they both constitute the general extension. So they are interrelated by maintaining their separate identity. So the extension education, it is related with our ICAR institutions or SAUs and all. Extension service related with the state departments and all, who, or even the institutions will also involve, where we are serving the people, where there is contact between the farmers and the extension agents comes. Okay, so that both of the statements are correct. Answer is 1. So the next question is, expression of the end towards which efforts are directed is defined as. So it, this question is like very frequently asked, and the answer is objective. Objective is defined as the expression of end towards which efforts are directed. No, it is not program. Program is the statement of situation, objective, problems, and solutions. And policy, policy is like a general statements which guides in thinking for decision making. Okay, which guides in thinking for decision making. It is known as policy. Aim is also a like broad generalized statement with respect to the given activities. So the answer is objective. Next question, which of the following is our impersonal cosmopolite channels? This is like a very different examinations, different questions related to personal cosmopolite, personal localite. These questions were frequently asked. So we will see the terms. First one is impersonal. Impersonal means you are not coming into direct contact with the person. Okay, not directly, maybe in through any other ways. Impersonal and personal. These this is the antonym of the word impersonal and personal. Personal means you are seeing the person and directly you are talking, direct contact with the person. Other one is cosmopolite and localite. So localite means within the locality. If the person or the thing is within the locality, we call it as localite. Cosmopolite means outside the locale. Okay. So we will see the radio and TV. Both are mass media channels. Mass media channel, it is not direct contact with the person. It's not a direct conversation between two people. Okay. So it is impersonal and also it is cosmopolite because it's not from our locality, it is from outside. Local people will be always personal and localite. Extension agents are personal but cosmopolite. Okay, so here they are asked impersonal cosmopolite channels. Both of these are impersonal cosmopolite channels, radio and TV. Answer is A and B only. Next question. Which of the following characteristics of human communication process is applicable? Human communication is complex. Yeah, it is correct. It is a continuous process. Communication is always continuous and it is circular. Of course, it is circular because from the receiver to the when I am communicating a message to you, uh, it is going in one side and you are giving a feedback to me which is coming back, or your actions or verbal any communication will be considered as a feedback, so that it can be tell it is not a one way, it is a two way as well as it is a circular. So all the four options are correct. A, B, C and D only is the correct answer. These questions are like, even though you didn't study or read it properly in the textbook also, you can attend these questions. And next is statement 1. While communication reduces time lag, the communication process itself may involve some time lag. We will read once more. While communication reduces time lag, the communication process itself may involve some time lag. Okay. First part is communication reduces time. Obviously, the communication is one method where we can communicate, share our ideas or thoughts very fastly. Okay. And the second part is communication process itself may involve some time lag. We learned about different types of barriers, and if any obstacle or a barrier came in between a communication process, obviously it may take more than the time it needed. So first statement is correct only. Second one, the production of noise reduces fidelity. What is fidelity? Fidelity is the faithful performance of the communication process due to by all the elements of it. Okay. So noise is an obstruction to the fidelity. So this statement is also correct because production of noise reduces fidelity. So both the statements are correct. Both statement A and 2 are correct. Next question. Grapevine communication is known as when you see a grapevine, it spread very fastly, right? And it's like a twined communication, which is called informal communication. It's not like a formal or structure authority is not there. It's a informal communication. An example of grapevine communication is rumors. That also sometimes they ask in examination. Grapevine communication is also known as informal communication. Uh, we it is a kind of horizontal, you can tell, but the most accurate answer is informal communication. Okay, so answer is A only. Which of the following is individual communication method? Result demonstration, method demonstration, adaptive trial, and farmer's day. Actually, the answer is not adaptive trial. The answer is result demonstration. Even though you studied in the extension book by G.L. Ray, it is group communication method. In some textbook, it is referred to as individual communication method, result demonstration. So the answer is result demonstration. So the next question is, which of the following cognitive decision stage is a vital step prior to practice adoption? So the stages are awareness stage, evaluation stage, decision stage, and symbolic adoption. These stages are normally when you are thinking, you might be thinking of the stage AIET, attention, interest, evaluation, trial, and adoption, but they have given decision stage and symbolic adoption from outside. Okay, awareness stage. Before talking that, we will see the cognitive decision stage they have asked about. Cognitive means it has to do something with the knowledge, right? Cognitive, I think you remember the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. Cognitive means it deals with the knowledge, and affective means it deals with the emotions. Psychomotor means it's the activities. Okay. So here they asked about the cognitive decision stage prior to the practicing adoption. Actually practicing adoption. What is the stage prior? So here, awareness stage means the beginning of the adoption stage. Okay, it's like you are just knowing that there is a technology existing like this, nothing more. And evaluation stage means it's a mentally he's thinking whether the evaluating the further consequences, whether I can adopt or there will be any benefits or like that. So that is also not a stage prior to adoption. And decision stage, actually it will not come in this adoption process. And finally, symbolic adoption is there. It may not be familiar to you. Actually, innovation has two components. One is material component and another one is idea component. So this idea component of an innovation, when you are adopting the idea component of innovation, it is known as symbolic adoption. The name itself shows that symbolically you are adopting. So that is asked here, what is the cognitive decision stage which is vital step prior to the practice of adoption? So the answer is symbolic adoption. Since you may not be familiar to this terminology, you might feel a little difficulty. Next question, in the United States, the county is equivalent to Indian, answer is district. There are three levels at which extension activity working at United States, the national, state, and the county. Okay, so it is equivalent to the district in India. Next question, which one is not the element of Ligon's model of communication? First, we need to know what are the elements of Ligon's model of communication, which we can write CM, CT, AR. Just remember, there are many models of communication. Just remember some of the short forms of this model of communication. CM is communicator, which is here, message, which is not there, channel, treatment, audience, and response. So the one which is not here is encoder and decoder. Option is 2. So the next question is, which of the following is termed as mental wrapping? Mental wrapping. While reading the term, you just remember that mentally what are the ideas or messages the communicator intended to send, that is wrapped up. That means you are coding that into a specific form of message. Okay, so the process is encoding. It might be writing, it might be speech, anything. It is not audience response, it is not decoding. Decoding is like opposite of mental unwrapping. Whatever the communicator thought of intending, we are interpreting that. So it is decoding, and it is of course not the treatment of message also. Next question is, how many geocentric satellites on channels for teleconferencing are needed for distant countries? So this is like a mug-up question only, nothing to explain. The answer is 3. You may not find it in the regular textbooks and all. Just learn that. Next question is a match the following with the people who proposed the specific communication models. Communication models and their proponents here are the elements are very important. Every year, one question will be one or more, up to 3 questions have asked in one question paper itself. So this portion is very important. So we will see here. First one is Berlow. Berlow has given SEMCDR. Sorry. Always try to remember the short form so that at least you will be remembering the form and you can fill later. So A will go with 3. Shram, SCSDD. Just remember source, encoder, signal, decoder, destination. These specific things also try to remember. Okay, decoder, destination. And Rogers and Shoemaker has given a model SMCRE. Okay, source, message, channel, receiver, and effect. Sometimes they will give that and ask what the E stands for, what the D stands for also. Then Aristotle give the simplest one, speaker, speech, and audience. So here the answer is the fourth one. Okay. Next question. Depending on a particular theme, the campaign may be organized for a single day, few weeks, few months, and few years. So if you have read the book of extension by G.L. Ray, it is clearly given there. Campaign can be organized for, and it varies from days, that starts from single day to weeks or months or up to years. They are given some examples also. In single day, it might be the theme of water for life. It can be, and in few weeks it might be rat control program or like family planning or something. And in few months it might be Vanamaholsava, and in few years maybe grow more food campaign. So these sometimes they give just an example and ask whether it will come in campaign or farmers fair or exhibition or anything. So just remember these examples also. The answer here is all the 4, A, B, C, and D. Next question, which of the following gives only initial idea and cannot furnish detailed information? So always the options are given: posters, flashcards, flannel graph, and flip chart. You know these things. You might remember they will be showing like in a series or in a sequence storytelling model they will be giving. So it is not only an initial idea. It may or may not be an initial idea, and it explains further also. So posters are like a mass media where a number of people can see about a new idea. They will get an attention regarding a new idea, but not much further. Okay. Which of the communication barriers is related to the meaning of the words and sentences? Cultural, physical, semantic, and psychological. Barriers of communication is an important portion. Here, cultural barrier, if the communicator and the receiver are having different cultural background, it will be difficult for the receiver to interpret what the communicator is saying or to accept it. So it is not related to words and sentence. Physical means any physical obstructions are coming, noises are coming, or any difficulty in the channel or something. It is also not regarding to words and sentence. Semantic means what the communicator is intended to tell and what the receiver is understanding is different. Then we can call it as a semantic barrier. So that is the one related with the words and sentence, the meaning of the words and sentence actually. Psychological also, that is not the barrier. So here the answer is semantic. Next one, which one is the important tool for cyber extension? In JRF Social Sciences, ICT is a very important topic. Not much detailed, they might not ask, but this kind of portion, especially from the cyber extension and all, questions can come. So the answer is Gopher, Archie, Veronica, email, file transfer protocol, World Wide Web. These all are tools of cyber extension. Apart from that, Usenet, Telenet, news groups, these all will come under the tools of cyber extension. I think I don't need to explain this in detail. Just try to remember what are the tools of cyber extension, what is the major components, and some of the methods where we used in cyber extension, that also you try to, while you are reading, just try to remember that. Gopher is like a protocol used, and Archi, Veronica is a search engine, and Archi is like a database. No need to understand much deep into that, just to know what it is. So here the answer is A, B, C, and D. If they are giving more options like Usenet, Telnet, include that also. Next question is, who pointed out that diffusion and adoption of innovations is not necessarily desirable of all innovations? So diffusion and adoption of all innovations is not necessarily desirable. This is an exact sentence given from the book Diffusion of Innovation, written by Rogers. So the answer is Rogers and Shoemakers. uh, Sometimes they give direct sentences from the textbooks, sometimes from communication book by Santhu, or diffusion of innovations, or from GL Ray. That so it is necessary that you read not only the objective book or like capsule books, try to read the exact textbooks. Okay, uh, nothing much to explain. So next question. According to North Central Rural Sociology Subcommittee for Diffusion of Farm Practices, 5 stages of adoption process are not rigid patterns which people follow, nor a set of exclusive and discrete categories with no overlap. So they are saying, according to this North Central Subcommittee, they have given 5 stages of adoption process. They are not rigid and they are not exclusive, and these categories do overlap. So we know the 5 stages of adoption process they have proposed is AITEA, and while analyzing each stage, we can understand that not these stages are not very independent, and like not they are very discrete. Okay, they are having overlap with each other, may not follow each and every step of the adoption process. After awareness, he may directly, if he is getting enough information from the awareness stage, he will directly go to the evaluation stage or directly go to the trial stage. These all are possible. So this statement is correct. The second statement is, at any stage, the recommendations can be thrown off. There can be jumping from one stage to another. That only I told before. Uh, Even if you reach the trial stage also, at the trial stage, he might decide that no need to do the adoption of the technology. So it can be thrown off, and there might be jumping also. The thing is, both the statement is correct. Both A and B are correct. Next question. Which one is the correct sequence of stages in innovation decision process in preference to adoption process? Innovation decision process. This also you might know, KPDIC. Just remember this. These kind of process stages are always asked everywhere. So just try to remember knowledge. First one is knowledge. Second one is persuasion. Then decision, implementation, and confirmation. We'll see 1 A, D, B, C, E. A, D, B, C, E. So the answer is 1. Okay. Next question. Arrange the following adopters categories on the basis of relative time of adoption of innovations in the correct order. Adopter category also, it is a very important portion. Every time 2-3 types of questions will come. First one will be arrange this question. Arrange the adopter categories on the basis of time of adoption. Second, they will ask what is the percentage of the number of people in a society belong to the each adopter categories. Okay. Then second question is, so the next question is match the following. Here awareness stage, deliberation stage, trial stage, and adoption stages are given. And in the here, which are the people who are influencing at each of the stages. Okay, so these stages are adoption process stages of adoption process given by Singh and Parikh. Okay, Singh and Parikh. So the stages are NAI TEA. Just remember like this. Different people have given stages for adoption process also. So this is also you need to remember somehow. This will start with need, awareness, interest, deliberation, trial, evaluation, and adoption. So here they are given awareness stage. After identifying the need, uh, people will be getting to know that there is a technology existing. Okay, so to just to get the knowledge of a technology, they will be mostly starting from the mass media or the change agent or any personal source or other farmers. Everyone will be included. So at awareness stage, all these channels of information will be useful. At the deliberation stage means he will be thinking critically about the technology, whether to adopt it or not. Okay, mentally. So at deliberation stage, you will be needing informal resource, personal source, and family members. We will be discussing with these people whether I should adopt the technology, whether it will be beneficial or not. So it will go with informal. Third one is trial stage. Trial stage, if you're starting a new enterprise, you need some expert opinion also. Okay, it might be informal also, also expert fellow farmers who all did the technology before. He will be talking with these people. So trial stage he will be adopting it in a small scale. Okay, so how to do that, what are the procedures, all these things will be talking with the expert fellow farmers, also informal sources. The last stage is adoption stage. For adoption, after trial evaluation, he will be evaluating the outcome of the trial process and all the experience he had so far. Then he will go to the adoption process. So in that, self experience gained at the trial stage will be useful. So here the answer is A. Next question. There are two statements. First statement is farmer-led journalism does not provide final answer or standard recommendation on new techniques or technologies. Farmer-led journalism does not provide final answer or standard recommendation on new techniques or technologies. See, these journalism types, they depicts what is available. Okay, they never will find an answer to the solution or any recommendation. They can't recommend what it is happening there. That will be shown to the public through the journalism. So the first statement is correct. Second one is the level of agriculture communication in print media in India is fairly high in comparison to many other countries, but still not close to an adequate level. So in India, the print communication is fairly high itself, but still due to the literacy level of the rural farmers and all, it is not to an adequate level, and also financial problems from the side of the extension people or the agricultural department and all. That is also a reason, but still compared to other countries, in India, this percentage of print media is high only. So both the statements are correct. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct. So the next question is, two statements are given. First one, for proper human resource development, more school or college is enough. Okay. So as the term here is human resource development, the development itself means it is not only in any one direction. The holistic development is meant here. But in school and college, mostly formal education is given. Okay. Apart from that, the lifelong experiences, education, non-formal education, everything is needed in order to get to develop human resource development. Okay, so first statement is wrong. Second statement is both education and training have similarity as both the components seek to help individual to learn. Education, education will be mostly knowledge oriented, or like it will be helpful for the students to get knowledge. Skills and attitude will be there, but still it's like more of a formal thing in a classroom situation with a more structured education will be given. But in training, it is mainly aiming to provide skills for the employees or anyone in order to enhance their performance at a particular job or particular task like that. So even though there is many differences between education and training, they are similar in one way, that is both of them are helping the students or the employees or the learners to attain uh, a specific task or a specific kind of knowledge. So they are helping individual to learn. The answer is, the statement is correct. So first statement is wrong, second statement is correct. Answer is B. Next question is a match the following. So different types of trainings are given, and in the right side, what are the training methods coming under that? Okay. So first one is simulating real life situation. So it is like you are imitating or almost as real life, nearby real life situations are given. Uh, in that, role playing or in basket training or behavioral simulation games. Behavioral simulation games. These also came under simulation training. Second one, training in the field, on the job training. On the job training means an ad hoc training given when the employee is in the job. Okay. So apprenticeship or craftsmanship training, both of them assess the training method, like improve them when the person is working or like related to his task or job. So third, we will be going with two. Then laboratory training, it is also known as sensitivity training or T training, like that. Third one is individual training or counseling, which is given to impart skill. Generally, training will be given to impart skill, but individual training or counseling is specifically given to impart a skill. So the answer is A3, B2, C1, and D4. Answer is 4. Next question. This is also regarding adopter category. I told before, these questions, especially the attributes of each adopter category, is a repeatedly asked question. Adopter category. So first one is late majority, early adopter, and laggard. We'll see. Late majority are known as cautious and skeptical. They will adopt only after majority of the members of a society adopt the technology. Okay. And early majority. They are deliberate. They will go to the opinion leaders, and once they find that the technology is fine, it can be used, then they will use it. Early adopter, whenever you listen about early adopter, just think about the opinion leaders. Okay. They are the localite people who are having more influence. Okay. Then the laggards are known as orthodox people. They will resist to the maximum to avoid adopting a technology. So they are suspicious of innovations. So the answer here is A4, B3, C2, and D1, D2. The answer is 2. Okay. This is the extension part. Now we will go to the general agriculture part. Here also the economics parts have already discussed by Ajay and Rosoi. So we go to the questions. First one, what was the contribution of agriculture sector in India's gross value added GVA at current prices during the year 2019-20? So in case of social science JRF question paper, you have to be thorough with the current knowledge. Okay, current GVA and current GDP and the productivity and the area of major crops, and in which states they are having more share, in at least in the major crops like rice, wheat, maize, cotton, sugarcane, these kind of crops. And also these informations are very important, and like they are repeatedly asked in the general agriculture portion. Okay, so here they have asked the GVA contribution of agriculture sector in GVA in 2019-20. That is outdated now. So for 2022-23, the share of agriculture is 18.3%. Just remember 18.3%. Okay. Next question is, which one of the following falls in the category of edaphic factors affecting crop production? Edaphic factors means the properties of the soil uh, in relation to the growth and nutrition of the plants. Okay, so the answer is soil organisms. See. The seed rate required for paddy under the system of rice intensification, SRI. It is a direct question. Answer is 5 to 10 kilogram per hectare. See, there is a book, competitive book on general agriculture written by Nemraj Sunda, which is like very important for uh, our social science JRF. It not much deeper questions will not be asked from the general agriculture in case of social science. So you need to get an overall idea, and most of the time, most of the questions will be asked from this book. It's not like the exactly the points in the books are given, but the basics are covered in this book very crisp and nicely. So you can read this book. Next question is the disease resistance in plants is imparted by which of the following element? Potassium. So the answer is potassium. So when we are talking about the elements, major elements contributions, like what is the major function it is in the plant, and what are the major deficiency diseases. Deficiency disorder also most of the time they will ask in some match the following pattern itself. You should be specific. I think in one box itself is given in the book, which are specifically telling what are the deficiency disorders to which crop by which element. Okay, you have to learn that also. Next question, which of the following is a constituent of chlorophyll? See, we have to learn each element what is the function, or so here they are asked about the chlorophyll. Answer is magnesium. Nothing much to explain, just to tell. The next question is how many nutrients have been declared essential for plants so far? The answer is 17. There are 9 macro and 8 micronutrients are declared essential for plants. See, this is the third question from the nutrition portion itself. So the elements and their functions, deficiency disorder, everything is very important. Next question is translocation homozygotes lead to the alteration in gene number, linkage map, sequence of genes, linkage group. The answer is linkage map. Next is will be dealt by Ajay. Next, among the following states, 3 largest rice producing states of India in 2019-20 were. So I told already regarding the major crops. This time they asked about rice. They can ask about wheat, cotton, sugarcane, maize, everything. So just be aware which are the following states they are having highest production, productivity, and area also. So here the answer is West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Punjab. Okay, the answer is West Bengal, Punjab, and Uttar Pradesh, not Tamil Nadu and Haryana. Regarding production, they asked Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. Now 2022 also the 22-23 also this data itself is relevant. Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. Okay. Next question, phosphorus contributes. See, this is the another question regarding nutrition. Phosphorus contributes favorably to the development of plants with respect to what are the functions of phosphorus? It is asked. First one is flowering, fruiting, including seed formation. Answer is correct. Second one is crop maturation. Phosphorus will help in crop maturation. Imparting green color, no, that will be going to chlorophyll related to magnesium. And increasing succulents, no, that is also not the function. Cell division is a function of phosphorus. So the answer will be A, B, and E only. Fourth one. Next question. Identify the correct statement about the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, PMGSY, a major rural development project. So there are 4 statements given. First one, it was launched in the year 2000. The answer is correct. PMGSY launched in 2000. It aims to provide all-weather connectivity to all unconnected rural habitation. See, this is a very tricky statement because the aim of Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana is to provide all-weather connectivity to unconnected rural habitation. So here the wrong point is all. Not all unconnected rural habitations are eligible to provide weather connectivity. So there is some specification to the unconnected rural habitations, which is like a designated population should be there, which means like 500 plus in plains and 250 plus in northeastern states, deserts and tribals, etc. So this is like a very small portion which we may not notice it first. So this makes this statement wrong. Third statement, it has completed 2 phases and the third one is going on, which is a correct statement. From 2019 onwards, the third phase is going on. The fourth one, more than 6.44 lakh kilometer road length has been constructed. This is the tricky part. This is the current development of the scheme, which is started at 2000. So this is up to, if you can remember what is the current progress, it will be very helpful. So here the statement is correct. So the answer is A, C and D only. Next question. Which is true about Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Rural Livelihood Mission, DAY NRLM. So this is also an important scheme, which is started in 2011. It aims to alleviate rural poverty through building sustainable community institutions of poor. Okay, so DAY NRLM is basically works on the principle of a self-help, not like principle, but it is aimed to reduce the rural poverty through self-help. Just remembering that, you can identify. Aims to alleviate rural poverty through building sustainable community institution. Community institution they are promoting, which is a kind of self-help, right? So this statement is correct. Does skill building of rural household for sustainable livelihood opportunities. Skill building also comes under a kind of self-help. So this statement is also correct. The third one, it does not provide last mile financial services in remote rural areas through BC Sakhi. So last mile financial services means if the regular financial source of income for a program is stopped, then the last resort, the financial services is given. BC Sagi is bank correspondent Sagi. It is like a member of SHG or someone from the village, which will be helpful for the local people in the society or the villages in order to get the help from the bank. Okay, so the statement says it does not provide the services through BC Sagi. The answer is statement is wrong because it does provide last mile financial services in remote rural areas through BC Sagi. The fourth statement is, does the capacity building of community resource persons under the mission to provide support to the community institution. Here also community institution support is coming, capacity building is coming. Community resource person means who overcome the poverty through SHGs, which are like a motivation to the villages. Okay, so the capacity building of community resource persons has done to provide support to the community institution. This statement is also correct. So the answer is A, B and D only. So the next question, the left hand side they are given the major crops like rice, wheat, pigeon pea and sugarcane, and the right hand side they are given the pest associated with it. So most of the time, more than the pathogens, they have asked about the pest affecting the crops. So pathogens are also asked sometimes, but more than that, pests are like a sure question in almost every question paper. So here for rice, the pest is BPH, brown plant hopper, and for wheat it is the Gujia weevil. So for pigeon pea, it is a plume moth, and for sugarcane, it is sugarcane pyrilla. So A4, B3, C2, and D1. The answer is first one. Next question is, on the left hand side, different equipments are given, and in the right side, their functions. Okay, so the chisel plow is used for breaking the subsoil, and rotary plow, it's like more robust. They are used to cut and pulverize the light soils. Okay, to cut and also to pulverize the rotary plow. Next one is the disc plow. Disc plow is used for deep plowing. It's more robust than rotary, so it is used for deep plowing. And harrows are used for preparation of seed beds and destroying weeds. And finally, cultivators are used for breaking the clouds and destroying the weeds. Cultivators breaking clouds and destroying the weeds. So the answer is fourth one. These are like just to memorize and to write. As you know, these are like basic things they are asked. Not much deep questions they will not be asking. Once you learn the book properly, I think you can attend most of the questions. So the next question is, again match the following. On the left hand side, they have given wheat, maize, gram and rice. On the right hand side, different types of herbicides are given. So in wheat, the majorly used herbicide is clodinaf for propargil, and in maize, uh, tembotrione is majorly used, and in gram, flucloraline is used, and in rice, biporibac sodium is used. It is just to mug up the herbicides. Try to remember the herbicides, insecticides and their categories, and pest regarding the major crops. Okay. The next question, yes, what I told, it's like these are different types of pesticides and in which category they are belonging to. Okay, so we will see cypermethrin is a synthetic pyrethroid. Acetamiprid belong to neonicotinoids, and lindens are belong to chlorinated hydrocarbon, and chlorpyrifos belong to organophosphates. This is like a very commonly asked question. Either it will be asked as a multiple choice question or in the match the following any time. One question is almost sure, so read that one. So here the answer is first one. Okay. Next, arrange the following crops on the basis of their yield in the ascending order. This is like a strange question that of this type. The first time they are asking such a question, sorghum, soybean, rice, sugarcane, and urdu bean, they asked to arrange the crops on the basis of their yield in the descending order. Okay, so even if you don't know the yield of each and every crop, just think like logically that what can be coming. So this was the time when I was writing my JRF examination. So I was thinking that sugarcane will have the highest yield per hectare compared to all the uh, other crops. Like it is more heavier, it will be having more yield. So with just that thought, I put the answer. So even if you don't know the other answers also, sometimes you can't guess all the answers because NTA is putting questions like that only. So try to think some, put some logical inputs. So here the answer is first one, starting from sugarcane, followed by rice, sorghum, soybean, and urdu bean. Okay. Next question is, arrange this financial and development institution. It will go to economics portion. Next question, chronologically arrange these agriculture research institutions according to the years these were set up, starting from the earliest to the latest. I think it has already discussed in the 2023 question paper. Okay, CAZRA, NDRA Karnal, RLB HNC, and US Harvard. So the question is, chronologically arrange this agricultural research institution according to these years. According to the years, these were set up starting from the earliest to the latest. So the same question asked in 2021, repeated in 2023 also. So CAZRI, Central Arizona Research Institute, Jodhpur, was started in 1959. Okay, NDRA Karnal in 1923, and RLBCAU, Rani Lakshmibai Central Agriculture University is the latest one, started in 2014, and US Harvard started in 1986. So the first place will be NDRA Karnal, followed by CAZRI, US, and RLBCAU. It will be B, A, D, C. The answer is second one. Okay. Next question, arrange the critical stages of crop growth for irrigation scheduling in rice from germination to maturity in the correct order. I don't know why it is dropped. Next question, given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and another one is labeled as reason. So assertion is indica rice are better adapted to low temperature while japonica rice to high temperature for better ripening. The reason is indica rice are grown throughout the tropics and subtropics, while japonicas are limited to temperate and subtropics. So indica rice, that is grown throughout tropics and subtropics. So it is not adapted to low temperature. Whereas Japonica, which is adapted to temperate and subtropic region, that is adapted to low temperature, not to high temperature. So entirely the first assertion is wrong and the reason is correct. So the answer is A is incorrect, but R is correct. Option C. Next question. ICAR Vivekananda Parvatiya Krishi Anusandhan Sansthan, ICAR VPKS, is located at Almora. Assertion is VPKS can disseminate technology and capacity building in all hill states. Okay. The reason is it is mandated to disseminate technology and capacity building on hill agriculture. The answer is ICAR VPKS is mandated to disseminate technology and capacity building on hill agriculture, not in hill states. Okay, not in all hill states. Wherever hill agriculture is there, that is supposed to be promoted by this institution, ICAR VPKS, but not all hill states. Okay, so the assertion is wrong, whereas the reason is correct. Answer is C. This question, red cotton bug is a serious pest of cotton. This question actually it is given in the objective book by Sunil VG. This extension objective book, but somewhere it is given. So we will see. First assertion is it can be controlled by applying insecticide in soil, and the second statement, the reason is it lays eggs in soil or on soil. So first statement is wrong because the red cotton bug can be controlled by applying insecticides on foliar. Foliar application is given, and the reason is it lays eggs in or on soil is correct only, but since the bug is acting on the top part of the plant, it can be controlled by applying insecticide foliarly. So the answer is assertion is wrong and the reason is correct. Option C. So the next question is related to the farm laws. So this is a 2021 question paper in which the 2020 three farm laws were passed by the government and made a lot of problems. So it was a majorly discussed topic. So here, first we will see what are the three farm laws. The first one is FPTC, Farmer Producer Trade and Commerce Act. Okay, in that it is telling that it provides the freedom of choice to farmers relating to sale and purchase of their produce even outside APMC. This statement is regarding the FPTC Act actually. So the second farm law is Farmer Empowerment Act. As the name indicates, it says that it is aiming to empower the farmer through price assurance and farm services by setting up a national framework on contract farming. This also made a lot of discussion in 2020. So the Empowerment Protection Act is related to the this reason statement. Okay, so this is the correct statement. The third law is Essential Commodity Act. So here they are talking only about the Farmer Empowerment Act. So the assertion is wrong and reason is right. The answer is C. Next question. Many questions are from economics portion. Next question is Bhudan movement was started by Acharya Vinoba Bhave in 1951 from which place? This is a repeated question in 2023 question paper also. The same question was asked. Bhudan movement started in which year? That was the question in 2023. So Bhudan movement started in Pochampalli in Telangana. It was earlier in Andhra Pradesh. After bifurcation, it went to Telangana. So this is the last general agriculture question. I hope that you understood all the extension questions discussed in 2021 question paper majorly. I just touched the answers of general agriculture because that is not repeated normally. The same kind of questions will come, but it is not a repetitive in nature. But the extension questions which were discussed were relevant and they were coming from the core areas only, not very remote and all. So study well. All the best for your examination. Thank you.